Well, thank you all for braving the elements to be here today. Last night, as I raced around town over the course of a couple hours, from parent-teacher conferences at Lincoln High to my husband's Parks and Rec adult basketball semifinal game at Goodrich, to practice at my daughter's practice at Abbott Sports Complex, to Target to pick up materials for my son's homework project, I went through all the feels. I went through 21 degrees feels like 0 degrees, 12 degrees feels like -9 degrees, and 7 degrees feels like -14 degrees. And along with all those feels, I felt proud as I repeatedly passed blue and yellow flashing lights of our snow fighters' rigs, spreading salt and working hard to prepare for whatever Mother Nature brought our way today. And she continues to dish out freezing cold temperatures this morning. And because those cold temperatures can be dangerous, we do want to encourage everyone to bundle up, avoid prolonged periods of exposure to the elements, and to stay safe. This frigid weather presents some other specific and predictable challenges as we work to perform at the city, and that's what we're here to discuss today. These chilly temperatures contribute to the freeze-thaw cycle that we experience each winter in Nebraska, a cycle that takes a real toll on our streets in the form of potholes. So potholes, they frustrate all of us, and they can be dangerous and expensive, which is why the city is taking action both in the short term and the long term to stop them in their cracks. Okay. Cringeworthy pothole puns aside, we do take this work very seriously, and we want to talk about it today. In the long term, our best solution to maintain our streets is to maintain our streets regularly so that potholes are less likely to form in the first place. And thanks to Lincoln voters, we are making a major investment in our streets, beginning with the upcoming street construction season. The city expects to receive an additional $13 million a year for 6 years for streets. And we will be investing over 73% of that in repairing and improving our existing street network. We ask for the public's patience in advance. All those street closures, detours, and orange cones that you will start to see this spring are a sign of better streets ahead and fewer potholes in the future. In the short term, as these wintry freeze-thaw cycles produce more potholes, the city is doubling down on its year-round efforts to fill potholes as quickly and as efficiently as possible. So far this calendar year, city crews have used 235,000 pounds of filling materials, enough to complete about 5,500 repairs. We want to thank our crews who are doing the important work in all kinds of weather conditions. And we want to thank the driving public for slowing down and giving our crews a safe space and the room they need to do their job. Today, in addition to informing you all about the strategies that are underway right now to fix and fight potholes, we are asking the public to be part of the solution. We ask you to be additional eyes on our streets and to let us know where you see potholes that need to be fixed. Technology makes it easy to help. As this sign says, you can now repair potholes with your phone by using the Uplink phone app, and that's spelled UPLNK for those listening in. The app uses GPS to tell our crews exactly where the work needs to be done. The city launched this app several years ago, and the data suggests that people find Uplink useful to contact the city, not just about potholes, but about all kinds of concerns, and Link Wenzer knows that very well. In 2019, the city resolved more than 16,000 cases reported via Uplink, and more than a third of those cases were for pothole repair. For the past 2 years, Lincoln has been one of the top 10 cities for our size in closing cases reported through the app. And for residents who have mobile phones and appreciate really good customer service, the Uplink app is for you. We now want to show you a PSA that demonstrates the efficiency of the Uplink app.
That's the video we're going to send to the media later today. So.
There we go.
There we go.
Now forward. We rehearsed this. Meet Uplink, your fastest way to contact city government about non-emergency quality of life issues such as graffiti, potholes, litter, and much more. Uplink is a smartphone application in which you provide pictures, videos, locations, and descriptions of problem areas directly to city personnel. Uplink also lets you view, provide comments, and vote to fix problems submitted by your neighbors. You can even receive notifications about other issues reported in your community and follow the progress of those service requests. Visit uplink.lincoln.ne.gov for details.
All right, well, we can't guarantee that we will fill the pothole while you're on your phone, but our crews are really committed to a rapid response. People can also report potholes through Uplink online. You can just go to our city website at lincoln.ne.gov and enter the keyword pothole. And for those who prefer a more traditional method of just calling them in, we also have a pothole hotline. And that hotline number is 402-441-7646. In recent years, we have added other tools that have increased our capacity to fight potholes. In the PSA that we just showed, you saw one of the city's 4 pothole patching machines. They allow one crew member to do the work that previously required 4 people to perform. And that's an example of how we are continually leveraging industry innovation that allows us to make better repairs and to maximize public dollars. LTU Assistant Director Lonnie Birkland leads the city's charge on potholes, and he's here to provide more information on our street repair strategy and operations. So Lonnie, if you want to come on up.
Well, good morning, everyone. Wow, I don't know who turned on the air conditioner last night, but thanks for venturing out. It's cold. And thank you, Mayor, for good reminders and kind words of our staff. And I would just echo that while I probably help provide some resources and some guidance with our maintenance operation division, and our leader Tim Byrne of that division is here today, certainly the folks that are leading the charge fixing our potholes is a lot of our frontline staff. So the crews are out. I want to send a word of thanks to them. They've been awesome the last several days as we continue the surge on potholes and with our crews out on the streets. I've just got really a few quick notes on kind of where we're at and framework of what's going on with the department and our work in the streets. From our perspective, this January thus far and into the new year and even February, probably with the exception of the last 24 hours, really the temps and the precip has been pretty average. So we're happy about that. It's a little easier to get out and do work when things are more normal and more expected from our standpoint. So that's good. In terms of the methods that we use to fill potholes, you just saw the video of the spray patcher machines. Those have been an awesome force multiplier for us the last few seasons. I mainly love them because not even just only is it more efficient and it saves money, but it keeps our workers safe. When we can keep somebody in the cab of a truck versus out doing the throw and roll cold mix method, which is another tactic that we use for quick hits, when we can keep those staff off of the streets and out of harm's way, that's really, really awesome, and that's our preference. So we continue to hit as much as that as we can. There's some temperature limitations with the trucks, and so days like today are too cold to be utilizing them, but we sure will keep attacking things with those as we're able with the climate. People ask how many potholes can be filled in a day, and what's kind of our typical rhythm. When we've got about 8 to 10 crews out, we're probably getting to somewhere in the neighborhood of 350 to 400 potholes a day. That kind of can ramp up and down depending upon other critical mission things and emergency repairs that folks are doing. But you can look for us to be out getting to about that number per day. So we can cover large swaths of the city and up and down some of those major corridors when we're in that mode. Mayor mentioned the biggest advantage that we have to probably fighting potholes is just continued more robust street rehab, and we're super happy about the new revenue source that we've got to be doing that. We've got projects that we've already bid. I know we're meeting again with the advisory committee on transportation at the end of this month to talk about even next season priorities and lists of projects. But North 70th and those stretches of South 40th and South 48th, we've got those things in the hopper. We've taken bids. We're analyzing that information, but it's looking like things are costing out to what we anticipated. So we'll be moving on those, and also the residential projects in each quadrant of the city. So that's really the best way, is to get on top of those streets before the age and condition basically gets in a mode where we're going to be addressing more emergency repairs. So with that, just a last reminder of please give our crews plenty of room out there. They're working hard, and slow down when you see those flashing lights and those orange vehicles and cones, and we sure appreciate that. And I know we're going to get a big spike of requests, and that's a good thing, because what we do when we have these types of events or a little bit of a media blitz is we see on our graphs and our data that the number of requests go up, and that's great. That's fantastic. We love everybody being some additional eyes and ears out there. We've currently received about 350 repair requests, and as Mayor mentioned, we've actually addressed over 5,000 locations. So we're definitely proactively out doing things on our own, but we sure love to hear that from the citizens as well. So with that, we take any questions.
Why is it better to better maintain roads long term? How does that help prevent potholes?
Yeah, well, the long and short of it is, if we've got newer concrete or newer asphalt, and then we can continue to keep that in good condition, whether it's 10 years old, 15, 20 years, if we've got, good revenue streams and budgets and a good asset management program to stay on top of those, we can keep those pavements in good condition where they won't deteriorate to the state where we see as much of that pothole activity. Yeah, Riley.
Based on the weather, you talked about it being sort of average or maybe slightly above average for winter.
Yeah.
What does that forecast or project out for potholes? I mean, do you guys think this will be a less cavernous season? Or
Less cavernous. Well,
more?
I'm sure I should knock on this wood. I probably just jinxed us a little bit, maybe with those statements, but moisture is the big thing that really gets us. And last year, I know we all experienced moisture that made things a lot worse, not just for potholes, but for lots of other infrastructure. And so, the milder temps, the warmer temps that we have had prior allows us to get out on the streets and address some of those emergency repairs in a more robust fashion. If weather, warms up March, and for sure by 1st of April, we'll start having those asphalt plants fire up, and we can do even more robust, hot asphalt, more permanent patching, and that's a great thing that we try to do to address issues. But I'm not a weatherman, I'm an engineer, but we got to about 80,000 potholes last year, and if we're at 5,500 this year, I'd sure like to think we're not looking forward to filling another 70-some thousand, but we'll see how March, we'll see how March treats us. We've had a lot of freeze-thaw cycles. We've been watching the weather. Tim and his group, we've got some good technology with some forecasting services, and we watch that hard freeze and then thaw, and hard freeze and thaw. And when you've got that water under the surface of a stiff pavement that's freezing hard, and then water, ice, water, that's what really ramps up potholes. So freeze-thaw cycles, and if we can get out of here with a little bit less precip, we'll be happy.
And just to answer your question even more specifically, and I'm not an engineer, but if there are cracks in the road, more cracks is more ways for water and moisture to penetrate and then freeze and expand and erupt potholes. So that's kind of it's not the non-technical answer.
Yeah, no, that's perfect point.
How many, what percentage of crews are using those 4 patch vehicles as opposed to going out with the other methods, your previous methods?
Yeah, well, we've got 4 of those units, and we try to keep them up and running when the temps allow us to. And so that would be an individual, 4 staff persons out in each of those vehicles, 1 in each vehicle, and then we can usually do about 8 to 10 additional potholing crews with our asphalt boxes and our truck setups with that.
Do quite a few people out every day working on this then?
Yeah, we have had, especially, when we got that nice milder weather here in the last, couple weeks, again, prior to this quick blast, we were able to get to a lot of locations. And so, if the temps are pretty cold and below that level where we can run the trucks, we'll be out just doing the throw and roll method, those cold mix, quick hit patching. But yeah, we've got crews out continuously.
What's the temperature cutoff for when you can use the truck?
Usually right about 40 degrees is what, we try to utilize. We've got pavement sensors. We'll look at kind of what the air temp versus the pavement temp is going to be, and really it kind of comes down to what we can do with that emulsion mix and that aggregate that we're sprinkling in, as you saw on the video. So, but that's usually kind of the cutoff, at least for a certain number of hours per day that we try to get to run those.
Can you do the cruise on days like today where it's pretty frigid?
Not today. Anything more normal. I mean, sure, 30 degrees, 20 degrees, freezing temps, we can do a cold mix, but usually when we get down into temps where you're talking, this morning with the negatives and 0 degrees, even that really starts to freeze up and thicken up that cold patch mix where it's really tough to make a go of it. So forecast looks pretty decent, I hope. Again, we'll be out as those temps rise.
All right, well, thank you so much for being
Yeah.
here. Oh, Councilman. Thank you for being here, Councilman McGinnis. All right.
Okay.
Oh, this is yours, huh? All yours, actually. Thank you.
Yeah, thank you.